you think is the biggest surprise if you think how the world was in 2012 and you were looking into the future? What has been the biggest surprise?
Well, there has been quite many, but maybe the speed of changes and how difficult it is to forecast anything. So whatever you plan today, you really don't know what is happening after 2 years. So in a way, the planning period is 1 year. So it's of course thinking about a couple of years behind now. We have this COVID and all the component shortages, but even earlier, the business is quite cyclic. So sometimes a lot of needs, everything coming at the same time, and then it might be that suddenly customers' strategies are changing, business environment is changing, and you really need to follow very carefully or very closely what the customers and markets are doing, and you need to be quite close to those key customers to understand where they really are going. And I think this is only going to be accelerating. So it's if I'm surprised about the speed of changes, I think it's going to be even more faster at the change rate.
At some point your customers will get some kind of products, but isn't the main thing the service you provide? The purpose of the products is to serve the customer.
Yes, and service, of course, having a very wide meaning. The lifetime of our solutions is minimum 5 years. The longest lifetime of one of our solutions was even more than 10 years. So what we have sold 2012, they are still using those. So when they purchase a solution from us, then it will face quite many facelifts, upgrades. Naturally, there is repair, calibration, things like that. But we are offering to our customer services which are extending the lifetime of these testers and switches and OTA chambers, whatever we are selling to them. That's one part of the service. The second part is that customers' own products are evolving all the time. So they want to use these new products in these existing test systems or chambers, and what we are doing, we are then designing new applications. So when they are releasing a new product, we are adjusting our solution so that it is also good for the new product and then to existing as well. So this kind of keeping the solution alive for according to customers' roadmap is again the key there.
You operate in different countries. From your point of view, are the countries, the operations the same, or are there differences?
Yeah, there are quite a lot of differences in our company, in our customers kind of operations. If again thinking about the customer, they are big global companies, so there are always some policies or some selections, vendor selections, technology selections, which are global and in what we call they are kind of a harmonized needs. They are needing. For us, that's actually quite a good thing, because we as a global company, we can offer exactly the same level of services and solutions at all regions, so not only in one region. But then the local culture and the local way of working is influencing a lot of our operations. It is critical for us that we can offer these services to our customers in using the language they are using. So that's why we basically, all of our offices are very close to our customers. So there is a team who can work together with these customer teams and they can have these continuous and ongoing discussions, even using their own language, although global companies are using English quite a lot. Then we need to understand the decision-making culture and well, it's different, as we all know. Even if you compare Finland and USA, but then if you compare Europe and China, there are differences how to discuss with the customers. There are even how to create quotations and so on. So I think it would be impossible to offer these services to our customers without being very close to them. So our selection is this kind of a customer intimacy, multi-local, global approach here.
What is your mission? What's the mission of Ormis Systems?
So our mission is to offer testing solutions to our customers. So testing, all related to testing, is it in R&D or in production, is the core. And in there, if we divide that into R&D and production, in R&D we are helping customers to develop the product so that they can be faster in releasing new products, and in production actually the mission is to monitor the production process. So basically the purpose of the testing in production is to verify that the production process is functional and those products are according to not according to specifications, but we are not checking exactly all parameters. We are just seeing that it's assembled correctly.
A very big word, maybe the biggest word in today's world is sustainability.
Yes. Well, they are saying actually in wireless telecom industry that the whole industry is about that, as making people connected and these enabling these wireless contacts is one part in reducing these travels and everything related to that. In our company, mostly how it is influencing us, it's about the supply chain management and logistics. So our solutions, including a lot of components coming from different regions. So that's today's trend is that we are trying to lower the transportations. So which is obviously one important area, and what we are doing there is that, like already said, building up these regional units and regional supply chains. So I think there is lot of possibilities to influence in that area. Then we are naturally following all those regulations and standards, how to select the materials, what kind of components, raw materials can be used, how our vendors are taking care of those regulations. So we need to. We can't only look at our own work. We need to also demand that from the network, and all our vendors are following these regulations as well.
And if something is needed in India, you build it there instead of shipping it from Finland.
That's the trend. That's not exactly true today, but that is the trend that. Especially if there are higher volumes. So if there are lower volumes, that can be challenging. But these regions where we are recognizing higher volumes in Europe, USA, China, and India, that's the trend where we are going. And I would say that in China, for quite obvious reasons, that's in a way ready, because in the past the trend was that everything is centralized in China, and okay, that we did, and now we have the supply chain there. But we need to do the same now in other regions as well.
You seem to be very flexible, and you give the customers what they need, and if something is needed in India, especially in the future, you will build it there. Is all this the key to your success?
Yes, I think it is. It is also the feedback from our customers that what is our kind of difference or benefit compared to some other vendors is the flexibility, and they value this local presence quite a lot. So they consider that being present where they have the operations in this testing area is actually giving them a lot of benefits. So that has been our approach in the business. There are of course others as well.
Let's talk about the near future, the next 2-3 years. We have talked about 5G, we have talked about 4G, there are things going on with it still. What's going to happen in the near future, next 2-3 years?
Well, in couple of years now it's kind of the time for the 5G rollout. So that is going to be visible, of course, in the business, but I think for everyone as well. So that I think that's quite clear. Now no one knows how these COVID or component availabilities, which are very critical things today, how they are going to continue. It's also influencing the business quite a lot. The forecast is that there can be shortages of components even 12 to 24 months still, and that's also influencing everyone. You can't even buy PlayStation in the stores, so it's quite visible. Then if we think about these applications and things, it remains to be seen how many of these visions about 5G will come true, and how many of these applications are actually only happening during the 6G. So that's something no one knows. In the market, the 5G, the standard is evolving, and there are going to be additions for sure. So what today customers are developing is already ahead of this time. There are going to be new businesses as there is going to be this kind of O-RAN market where individual manufacturers can develop modules for base station networks, so that they are having common software interfaces with the big players. So this O-RAN is probably meaning something, and for us it might mean that there are going to be new customers to us if there are new companies building radios and so on. Then there is a lot of discussions about these private sectors, that huge corporations can have their own networks built around 5G. So that then these closed networks can mean that there are different standards, so maybe even different testing requirements for our customers. So if our customers has new standards, then it is naturally influencing our business as well. So it is quite a lot now open in this area. Also the increase of the frequency range. Today operating somewhere around 6 gigahertz, but it's going to be up to microwave area. So these higher frequencies is influencing again the volumes and then influencing the testing as well quite a lot.
So the near future, seems to be very interesting. Testing in cloud, 5G, still things with 4G.
Yes, and it's in a way to us it means that us customers are developing. The research and development is anyhow continuing so fast and heavily, and at the same time the production volumes are going to be increased. So to us it means that there is actually going to be two business modes, and in our company we need to start to focus to both more. Today the focus is and volume is more in R&D, and in the future, in even next year already, the operations in the production side will increase quite a lot. So in our business, meaning that the investment for the technology and the competencies will continue, and at the same time this kind of operational excellence where we need to be fast and flexible and best quality and of course lowest cost or whatever it means. That's the other area we need to develop at the same time. Are we still providing this kind of automated hardware-related automated testing solutions, or is it more software solutions? Is something we are studying. Automation for sure will be present. So we already are having now some robot applications, and that seems to be the trend that moving for that direction is quite clear. Also quite easy to guess that the the RF frequencies are going higher than today. So and when RF frequency is higher, it means that the technology is more and more complex. Meaning the continuous development, like you said, about considering resources and technologies is for sure there. One trend again in the industry, are there new geographical places today, being in Europe, in USA, a couple of locations, soon in Mexico, China, Vietnam, India. A lot of talks about Africa, but that's something to be followed. From my point of view, we have enough locations, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be enough. Are we still in the same locations is also something to be seen. It seems that in this industry, customers are every now and then changing, so there will be new hot locations for electronics manufacturing, and we for sure need to follow that. So these kind of changes anyhow are happening. The level of automation in our customers' R&D and production is also something to monitor. This testing in cloud is related also to the level of automation. So is it so that the hardware is only related to how we take the samples from the devices we are testing, and all the analysis and measurement calculations are done somewhere in centralized machine room and in cloud, who knows. In production the same. Is it so that the production is totally automated? If that is true, then our portfolio will be changing. It's still quite a lot of semi-automated devices we are offering. So there is an operator who is loading the devices we are testing and unloading them, and it is still human beings who are analyzing the results, at least making the decisions. So how much of this is going to be automated is having quite big impact to us.
Office Systems is an innovative technology partner, and in my opinion the key words are innovative and partner.
Yes, that's true, and if we think about that, what is our R&D role, what we are developing in our R&D. So actually we are doing some kind of development and research for the technology blocks. So we are making some kind of building blocks or Lego bricks, what we can, and making platforms which we can reuse later on. And when we are working with those, we are working with biggest telecom companies, what we have over there, and then we are discussing with those engineers, which are smartest engineers, what they have, and they really know that which kind of test environment they like to have and what they like to test. And our role is that typically that the test environment, it doesn't exist at all. So we have those Lego bricks, and we are discussing together with those guys that what they really like, and we are building that test system together with them. So that's how we are working.
This makes me think that there is like a tunnel where things happen, and in the other end of the tunnel there is a person whose life will become easier or gets a better car or whatever the final product is.
Yeah, I think that if you think about the test systems, I think that that is the main goal or main purpose of all test systems, that when we are building that kind of automated over-the-air test systems or switching matrices or whatever, our customer can automate that testing, and it means that they can speed up that testing, and time to market will be shorter, there will be less failures, products are better what they are manufacturing, and so on. So there is a lot of benefits from customer point of view.
You have a lot of different solutions, over-the-air, positioner solutions, signal switching and optical switching solutions. Quite a wide scale.
Yes, that's true, and I think that we have seen that that is one of our strengths, that because we have seen that kind of projects that there is, for example, one vendor who will provide the chamber part, then there is a duty automation coming from one vendor, and maybe that safety systems and that kind of things are coming from third partner, and sometimes it's pretty difficult to integrate everything together, and I think that how that complete system is working, it's not optimum anymore, but we have capabilities all these areas, so we can really build that kind of customized over-the-air measurement system which includes all needed parts, automation, safety, and control software on the top of that. So I think that has been one of the key elements, and one comment from our customer was that somebody can do this kind of product, and this is the next generation chamber, and nothing what we have seen so far. So
when we talk about the future, we talk about 5G, 6G, but we must remember that we haven't seen the end of the story of the 4G.
Yes, that's true. I think that there is still 4G networks are built, but if you think about, let's say, that my role, that I have to look to the future, maybe couple years ahead, And that's of course my focus is on the 5G and what we have in beyond 5G. So in our R&D point of view, I think that let's say that the main focus is on those new generations.
It must be very interesting and exciting to be a couple of years ahead. You know what the customers and what the people who buy cars, refrigerators, etc. You are the one who have an idea what they will get in the future, something they don't know yet.
Yeah, maybe. Of course, we cannot tell that, but
what is your R&D doing? When we talk about OS platform customer solutions.
yeah. So I think that the key area where we are working right now is that so we have already developed new switching technologies, and future we have to develop that more because there will be higher and higher frequencies, and of course same applies for the over-the-air chambers, that we have to make sure that we have products which will meet also those higher frequency requirements, and we can measure signals up to the 100 gigahertz and beyond. And then let's say that one very strong trend is that and we have already investing to more to the software, automation and robots. And if you like to make more automation to the R&D, for example, we are developing that kind of DUT positioners which can handle 2 or 3 DUTs, that we can change those DUTs by using our automated DUT positioners. And then we are also investigating robots. We have already selected some robot platform which we can easily integrate to our existing automation system, because we think that there will be that kind of test cases that where we can utilize over-the-air measurement and robot quite easily. So that will be quite interesting.
If we talk about the near future, the next 2-3 years, what do you think? What kind of needs your customers will have?
I think that now that 5G is ramping up, and we have already done some developments on that area, that we have automation for the production, and I think that there will be new frequency band coming, and we have to go to the higher and higher frequencies, and we have to solve that insertion loss, weak signal problem, what we have at the millimeter, or if we will go to the beyond 100 gigahertz, that how we can avoid that there is so much signal attenuation, and then that if we can convert that signal to the fiber or lower frequencies, that we can avoid those losses in the measurement system. I think that those are the key areas what we are researching right now.
You are the man who is 2-3 years ahead of us, all other people. So I will ask you about the future beyond 5G, 6G. How do you see that?
Yeah. So if you look at the time scale, I think that 6G is now on some kind of research phase. So there is university programs ongoing, and they are looking new technologies, which kind of components can be used at the terahertz range. And I think that nobody knows that what will be the actual killer application in user point of view in 6G, but I think that it's quite an obvious guess that whatever it will be, it will lead higher data rate, and that's why that 6G is going to the higher frequencies, that they can get wider bandwidth and higher data rates. And then it's good question that when that is actually happening, and I think that one good guess is that 2028 that there might be some kind of bigger demands for the test systems. So typically it goes 10 years periods from 2G to 3G and 3G to 4G and so on. So it's quite a good guess that 2028 we already should have some technologies available for the 6G.
So the higher data rate of 6G is the difference from testing point of view?
I think that it means wider bandwidth and higher frequencies. And if you have of course, in test system point of view, you should have that kind of test system which can support both requirements, that the customer can feed through the test suite that very wideband signal at a very, very high frequency, so that there is no too much ripple, too much attenuation, that they can measure that.
How about sustainability? Very important in this global warming world.
I think that if we can provide that kind of test system that R&D or products is more efficient, and it's faster, and they are not using so much energy. So I think that after that there is green values, and quite often when customer is able to save money and time, at the same time they are also saving resources, and more or less quite often those targets are pretty same.
Please tell about the 5G a little bit more.
Well, 5G commercial networks, probably North America is the leading market area in the world. Of course, there are countries like South Korea and Japan who are in front end, having the deployment of 5G technology to commercial networks, to regular people to get used. But North America, definitely, this is the area where all the network providers want to, let's say, win the big deals and have the success stories. So very, very important for our customers, this market area.
Orbis Systems, when you do cooperation with your customers, the things you do are always based on the needs of the customer.
That is correct, and that is one of the biggest differentiating factors considering us and maybe the billion level of companies in this industry. So we are flexible. We want to provide the solution to customers' need, and not in a way approach the things that these are the solutions that we have. Do you have any use for these solutions? So we are not a product company. We are a solution provider. So we want to be flexible to adjust our solutions, provide the exact solution that brings the value to our customers.
And that customer value is very important these days. I think the world was in the past more product-based, and now it's more service-based.
That's correct. And talking about the services, so we don't consider our service only to cover this kind of tailor-made solutions, but also end-to-end services. So we can help customer to design design the solutions, we can manufacture the solutions, we can provide the maintenance services, we can provide upgrade services, we can even provide recycling services at the end of life of the solution. So this kind of a end-to-end service to cover the testing requirements, testing needs of our customers, and any solution needs. That is what we want to bring.
And now the big word of today, sustainability.
Sustainability is very important, and it's one of our core values. Sustainability to us, it means that, for example, the solutions that we are using can be upgraded, can be recycled, can be reused in the future. Then one element in sustainability, managing the sustainability at Orbis Systems is the fact that I mentioned earlier. So we are close to our customer. We have supply chains in every continent. We have manufacturing operations where it's needed nearby our customers. So we are trying to avoid unnecessary trafficking and logistics by having this kind of a solution. Then on the other hand, we have a global processes, global supply chains, which we can use in order to concentrate or centralize some key activities where it's let's say beneficial for everybody. But we have the flexibility between the global and the local setups that we can optimize also from the sustainability point of view.
How about the future? How do you see it? What's the direction, and what do you see that will happen in, say, or what the world will be like from your point of view in, say, 2-3 years?
I would say that in 2-3 years, the 5G technology, the deployment of the 5G technology, that will still continue strongly. We haven't seen the volume peaks yet. The 5G technology to the field. So it's going to be a very busy time next 2-3 years what comes to volume manufacturing, providing test solutions for production, and supporting the production of 5G technology, 5G radios. At the same time, of course, the development of 6G technology will take up the speed. And as said, we are operating very closely with our customers' R&D teams also. So we want to be there in front line to develop also the 6G technology and whatever is required in there. I believe that most of the technologies and solutions developed for 5G can be utilized in 6G, but definitely there is going to be some new features to be taken into account and to be covered in the future technologies. Also, more and more software type of development activities I see in front of us. So as said, our solutions are designed and made to be upgraded also in the future, and software is definitely one area that we can provide the upgrades for our solutions in next coming 2-3 years.
And the interesting thing about future, the interesting thing about the future is that in this digital world, in a couple of years, there will be things that we can't even imagine today, as it has already been during the past 10 years.
That is correct, and wish only to have the crystal ball where to see what features and what kind of elements are being implemented in next coming couple of years. But the only way to let's say keep your business and your offering up to date is to be very close to your customers. That's where the information is coming, and also working with several customers that brings certain, let's say, variety of information that can be utilized and shared, and then the best practices can be used widely in our solutions.
There has been a lot of talk about 5G.
Yeah.
The world of 5G is not ready yet. How is the situation in China? I mean, there is the 5G, but it's not as ready as people would think it is. There's still a lot of things to do with it.
Yes, I think technically 5G means many things more than the high speed of mobile networks. Yeah, it means a lot of new applications. Yeah, from this point of view, yes, to my point of view, we have seen a lot of new applications which can apply the 5G technology. Yeah. But on the other hand, in China, the Chinese government have been encouraging the operators to build more and more base stations and infrastructure to to improve the network speed and the coverage. I think this bring about a lot of benefit to the subscribers. Yeah. So from this point of view, 5G is booming up in China, at least.
The big important word of today is sustainability. And if we think about Orbis and the fact that whatever is needed will be built locally, and that is, of course, part of sustainability, because, for example, you don't build something in Finland and then ship it to China. You build it, whatever needed, in China.
Yes, of course. In the group of Orbis Systems, we have R&D center in headquarters in Finland. Yeah, we also have a strong engineering team in other countries, like in China. Yeah, we have been improving the local competency because we are solution and a system provider. In many part of the solution or system, we need to do customization. Yeah, and this work relies on the local team's technical competence. Yeah, we are building up we are upgrading the competency level of the local team. Yeah, and more than that, we are enhancing or expand the manufacturing capability of Shenzhen factory. We are delivering products to not only to the Chinese customer, but also to the customer in other countries, like in US, in Europe, even in India and Vietnam. Yeah. So I think we have done a good job on the localization.
Yeah, in Mexico is going to be a little bit different because there we're going to work mostly with production, right, environment. So we're gonna increase our capability to locally manufacture some equipment and deliver to our customers. In San Diego, we're going to be more related to customer support into R&D groups. But the main idea is the same that has been inside our systems for a long time, for 10 years, right? That we want to be local. We want to be close to our main customers, right? So pretty much the idea is very similar to each other.
One of the key words of today, the most important words, is sustainability. How do you see it from your point of view?
Yeah, it's important everywhere, right? I think even growing, I'm more related to the business, right? To the relationship with my customer. we see that we need to have sustainability there too, right? We have to grow, but we have to grow in a sustainable way, right? That we can really manage all the expectations of our customers. Then we can fast deliver things, as I've been saying here, and also in a way that we can grow in the right pace, right? Together with our customers, right? So that's what we've been trying to achieve. These offices, they are going to help us to achieve that as well, mostly because of the customer intimacy that we're going to have with our customers. Whenever we go for investment like that, which means an investment on people, time, and effort, right? We are always aligned with our customers. So they know what we are planning to do. They know that we're going to be there, and they are very excited too, right? So that's also a sustainable way to grow, because we are aligned with them. It's not that we're just going to pop up there and hey, we are here. No, they know, and they are working with us on the plans, right?
Finally, I'd like to ask you about the future. First, how do you see the next 2-3 years? How is the Orbis Systems world in 2025?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I've been in telecommunications for 20 years, to be honest. But I think that we are in a very peculiar time, because today everything is converging, right? So 5G is there. We have more speed, right? Companies, they are working for demand, creating demands for people to use the 5G. On the other side, we have initiatives like Open RAN that is coming very strong. We see that everything is converging. We are having 5G. We are going to have artificial intelligence, machine learning, everything coming together, cloud-based solutions. Orbis Systems is very alert about it. We are very aligned and following all the discussions about it and trying to position ourselves there for the future. Today, what we are doing a lot, I would say that we are investing on robotics, right? It's something that we are doing. Not forgetting about our core solutions, right? Like chambers, SSUs. We don't forget about our core solutions, but we are investing on new solutions like cloud-based things and also robotics, I would say, and streams that we have. It looks to me that up to 2025, we're going to have a lot of change in the telecommunications the way it is today, right? But for the good. And we expect that Orbis Systems is going to be there, and we're going to be pushing a lot for our vision, right? To be a leading company on testing systems. Then that's what we are trying to do, and we are trying to be on the top of the wave, I would say.